Hey, hope you're having a good day so far. I wanted to hop on today and talk to you guys a bit about how I manifested love and also just the whole when you feel like something's gonna happen and maybe you're disappointed when it doesn't happen the way that you want it to, and just how to get around that and how to stay positive and how to keep manifesting through when we have like these doubt moments in our lives. So, first thing first is I think that the biggest thing when manifesting is to know that we always are constantly manifesting, and our thoughts are creating our reality no matter what. And how we're feeling, especially, it's not just thoughts, but like how we're feeling and our overall mood helps create the situations and attracts our life to us. And so, with that being said, it's important when you're manifesting to be kind of conscious of your thoughts or your mood or how you're feeling in certain situations. And when it comes to love and manifesting specifically, I think that it can be a bit of a tricky subject because often when we're feeling loss or lack of or doubt, we may want something really bad and we really may crave love. And we may be thinking that we're thinking about love, but we might be also feeling the emotions of like doubt that it's coming or feeling lack of or other things like that. So these are just some things that have helped me throughout my path. And the first thing I want to talk about is a dream I had. This is quite a few years ago now. It was in 2024. I had this dream, and in the dream, I was sitting in this like canoe, and I was on this like super still lake. And I remember that I was looking at the sky to my right or to the one side in the dream. And I was like, I just know there's a rainbow. I can feel it. Like, I have this feeling that there's this beautiful rainbow. I was closing my eyes, sorry. I started closing my eyes in this boat, but I had this sense and this feeling that there was this beautiful rainbow. And I opened my eyes and I looked to the right and I'm looking in the sky and there's like no rainbow. And I was kind of like feeling disappointed and doubt. I was like, oh, I was sure there was a rainbow. And in the dream, like the hand of God touched my face and turned my face to look to the side. And there I looked up and I seen this glowing, beautiful rainbow. Obviously, it's a dream, but it just felt like so crazy, over the top, more than how I had expected a rainbow to be. And just so much more, vivid and beautiful than I could have ever known. And I woke up from that dream and I just knew that that dream was a message saying, like, we only see so much of it and we can only look in one direction at a time, or we only see a small picture of what is actually being orchestrated. And the biggest thing from the dream that I learned about manifestation is that it's really about trusting that inner intuition, that guide, and that knowing when we feel like something is a certain way, even though we aren't seeing it in the physical, it most likely is that because our subconscious is feeling it, our heart, our soul. It's that kind of, that inner knowing and that feeling. And often in the 3D world, we can get disappointed because we haven't quite seen that thing materialize, or we're only able to focus and we are only looking in one direction or through the eyes of one possibility. And so with that being said, like, it's easy to feel down and it's easy to get caught up in those emotions of being like, where is it then, or why isn't it here, and I really thought this guy was going to work out, or I really thought this love was the one. But it's important to remember that, like, there's so many different things at play that we just aren't able to see and we aren't able to know. And that's where having like faith and blind faith, I feel like that term is just like being able to believe it without seeing it is so crucial. And that also just helps us have more patience. And that's another huge thing when we're manifesting anything, is really the patience of how it's all going to come together, how it's going to come into our lives, like how things are going to play out. When we try to orchestrate and do everything and force everything in an exact way, we're really closing off certain possibilities, I believe. And let me know if you guys agree with this, because obviously my opinion's just mine. I like to hear from everyone, and I think that having different opinions, it obviously makes us all smarter because we can feel what's true and what resonates for us. But I believe that, if we're focused just on one thing, and we're working really hard just to this one idea and this one script that we have, we can only really achieve that one script, and maybe the odd little thing will come in, but we're not opening ourselves up to possibilities and to things that are outside beyond us, And I believe that's the magic, and that's where being a little more vague when it comes to anything that we're manifesting, especially when it's love, which I know can be hard, because you meet someone and you love them and you think everything about them's amazing, and you start to picture that exact person, or you start to get an exact visual for that person or that thing. It's really good to take it back a notch and to really start feeling into the feeling of what you liked about that person, what you liked with that essence, or their mannerisms, or their being, and the way they treat you, or the conversations you have, or like what ignites your soul in these specific little ways. Not so specific on the person or how it's going to play out, or like where they're going to ask you out, or it's happened every time I've thought about this. I was thinking about it earlier. Every time that I've ever fallen in love was really when I got vague, and when I had a feeling in my heart it was going to happen. Like I just had this overall good positive thought about it, and I just knew I created that. I just knew that, like, oh, well, I'm in such a good place. Like, why wouldn't I meet someone I like absolutely love and can vibe with, and then that person came in, or it's right after I've fallen in love, or I've had like a really nice encounter with someone, then I meet all these people because I'm in that feeling of having, a really, really amazing connections, or really good friends. And so I think when it comes to love, the most important thing you can do is just be a little more broad and try not to focus so much solely on specifics, and just really be open to what other possibilities can come in at the same time. You're not closing yourself off from a person by also focusing on everyone and everything and every possibility. You're just confirming to yourself everything's working out, and I don't always know the exact workings of the universe and of source. And you're really handing it over to God. You have to trust and surrender that, you're in great hands, and that you deserve this love. And the more that you can just surrender to knowing that it's all working out for you, the more it's just going to flow in a faster rate. And what else did I have? I wrote, yeah, it's pretty much all I had on this subject, but I'm trying to think if there's any little other things I can share with you guys. I also would, when I was manifesting the last few relationships, I was just like thinking of all like the loving encounters and like how they make me feel, and like kind of the conversations I would want to have, and really just feeling into more of like how I think my dream partner is, how I think, not necessarily the looks, but you can do that, but just more of like the essence and the vibe, and like the support, and like the connection, and like the understanding and the respect, and like all those deep little things that you want. Maybe it's completely opposite. Maybe you just want like a fling that's like super flirty and edgy and exciting and like thrilling, and maybe you want someone that's like mysterious that you get to know after a long time, like break down all those little details and really have fun and feel those feelings, and know that it's all right to like have really specific things that you're looking for in a person, but try not to manifest just one person. I know it can be hard if you're really crushing on someone, but like really try to manifest the essence of what they bring and why you like them. And if they're truly those essence that you truly love, then I believe that they'll be called into your life. And that's the beauty of manifesting. But I think that you also have to be all the essences they like and all the traits that they like, because then you're both happily in love. And because we're in such a dynamic world where we're all creating our own unique realities, you don't want to like force and create magic and force someone to be in your life if they're not really fully about you, right? Like, we can't make and force another being. I mean, that's black magic. I don't want to get into that, but I believe that people can have strong manipulation and different, magic around that, but I believe that that's not a healthy thing, and it's not healthy for yourself. You want to be like loving so deep that you love someone to have their own free will and they choose you, and you get to also choose someone, and when you come together, that's like pure magic. 11:11 on the clock. So that's kind of, I guess, just confirmation where I want to end this is just be true to what you really want. Be more broad on the traits and stuff, and stick more into a feeling of the love coming in, and just trust. And you have to have blind faith with this one, and just really surrender and know that you're being taken care of. More than anything, the universe wants to line you up with someone else that can really truly love you, and you can really truly love them, because when you're in this kind of energy, you're going to have someone else that's in this kind of energy, because energy attracts energy. If you're in a super needy, like feeling down energy, you're going to attract someone that's feeling the same way at that time. So I just feel like the more you can embrace your truth and the more you get clear on what you really want, the more quick it's going to come into your life. So happy manifesting. I hope you guys are all doing great and sending lots of love. If you like this, give it a thumbs up or subscribe. Bye bye.